This tutorial is going to go over some of the basic steps for how to search a library database to find the types of articles you're going to need for your Bio 4311 course. So the general steps for searching a library database is to start by first choosing a database that's relevant for your need. The UHD library subscribes to many different types of databases, and they'll focus on a variety of different disciplines and provide you with a variety of different types of sources. So you need to think about your assignment and what it is that's being required of you. For the assignments in your Bio 4311 course, you will be required to find scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles that have been published in the field of biology or sciences. We can recommend a couple of databases for you: ScienceDirect, CINAHL, Environment Complete, and JSTOR. There are links to these databases on your class LibGuide. The next step will be to enter keywords into the search box to conduct a search. Keywords are really important when searching a database. The better the keywords, the better the list of results will be. So you need to reflect on your topic and try to find some keyword combinations that will help you to find something on your topic. A lot of times we'll start with something broad like vaccines, but that really is too broad. You need to narrow things down a little bit. Perhaps you want to try to find some articles that focus on the COVID-19 vaccine. Better still, maybe you want to try to find something on the COVID-19 vaccine and side effects. Either way, ultimately, these will end up being the words that you type in as keywords in the search box to generate a list of results. Once you've done your search and you have your list of results in front of you, your next step is to review it and to try to determine how well your search worked. Did you get too few or too many results? Are they relevant to your topic? This is where you may want to try out some of the filters that are provided by the database. If you remember from the first tutorial that we did, a lot of our databases will have options that allow you to refine your list of results in many different ways. The one that will probably be more important to you for this assignment is to try to find an option for filtering your list of results so it only includes scholarly peer-reviewed material. It's important to remember, however, that every database will name this differently. Sometimes they will say scholarly peer-reviewed article. Other times it will just say peer review. Sometimes it'll say research article, or sometimes it only allows an option for narrowing your list of results to those articles published in academic journals. But these would be the filters that you would look for and want to apply to your list of results. The very last step is to simply repeat the steps, depending on how well your search worked. You may find that you have to go all the way back to step 1 to try a different database because the one that you're in just isn't working. Or maybe it's the keywords that you need to change. Maybe you need to find some alternate keywords or try to combine keywords in a different way. Or perhaps it has to do with the filters. Maybe you chose the wrong ones, or you need to try some different filters or maybe more filters. Either way, this is what searching a database is like. You do an initial search, you see how the database responds to your search, and then you try to adapt. You change things and try things differently to see if it'll work better. The other important thing to remember is that these databases are a subscription, and you can only access them if you're a student here at UHD. So if you're off campus or at home trying to get to our library databases, you will likely be asked to log in with your MyUHD login. This is the same login that you use to get into your Blackboard to access your classes. So let's get started with step 1. Let's choose a database. The best place to do that is to start on a library homepage. This is our library homepage, so just a few things to point out here. The first thing you will likely notice is this search box in the center. And this search box belongs to our discovery tool, which we call LibSearch. This is a really useful tool. It searches almost all of our databases all at once. So when you do a search in here, you get a very long list of results and all kinds of different material from many different types of databases. But we often recommend that if you're doing research in a particular discipline, that it might first be best for you to start with a database that only focuses on that discipline. Now to do that, you would have to come over to the link on the left, click on Databases, And then you need to remember the database that you're looking for and how and what letter it begins with. So if you remember, I told you that perhaps ScienceDirect would be one of the databases you'd like to try. So I'm going to come over to S and click on S. It gives me a list. And then I'm going to click on ScienceDirect. Now before we do a search in ScienceDirect, I just want to note a couple of things. If you remember from the first tutorial, I mentioned some of those databases that actually allow you to browse using hyperlinks on their homepage. Now the reason I want to mention that here is because you may find yourself at the very beginning stages of your research still confused about what you really want to do your research on. And all you know is that you have a broad topic of interest, but you're having a hard time narrowing things down. So that's why databases like this can often be a bit helpful, because they provide you with a way to just browse through some general topics and find articles on a broad topic area to kind of help you generate ideas and come up with perhaps some keywords or a more narrowed down topic that you want to do your research on. In this case, ScienceDirect has categories for physical sciences and engineering, life sciences, health sciences, social sciences, and humanities. You're probably going to want to focus your stuff on all of these three at the beginning here, because you're focusing on hard sciences, biology. But if you click on one, then it will bring you to a list that provides you with the popular articles on this topic. You could read through those. It also provides you with some subtopics that might help you narrow things down a bit too. So if you are at that stage where you're still having a hard time refining your topic, focusing your topic, then using ScienceDirect to try to help you with that might be a good idea. But I'm going to go back up here to the search box so we can conduct our search. Now if you remember, all of our databases are different and they're going to provide different types of search options and search boxes. In this case, ScienceDirect allows you to search by an author's name, by a journal title, book title, but in our case we're really looking for material focusing on a particular topic. So this keyword box is really what we're looking for. This is where I'm going to type in my topic or my keywords. I'm going to do my search. And this is my list of results. Now a few things to notice here. In the center is a list of results. This is going to take me to the articles, to the records for the articles. Over on the left is where you see a list of filters. So my first step really will be to try to determine what filters I might want to apply here. Notice that this first article up here says review article. The one underneath that says research article. A review article is not going to be the same thing as a scholarly peer-reviewed article. In this particular database, what I really want to do is try to refine my list to just research articles. So look for that filter over on the side. So under article type, I'm going to click on research article. And now it has redone my list and refined it so it only includes research articles. So my next step is just to find an article that I think is interesting or that focuses on my topic. I'm just going to click on this one here. When I click on that, it brings me to this page. And ScienceDirect is a little unusual in the fact that it will provide you with a downloadable PDF, but it also sometimes will provide you with a full text version of the article that you can read just right on the page. I would highly recommend actually downloading the PDF, because notice when I do that how much easier it is to read. The PDF versions often are more cleaner, and it's a lot easier for you to kind of identify those different sections that are important to a peer-reviewed article, such as the methods section, the data. If you scroll further down, we're going to get to the discussion and the conclusion. So again, these are all of the important parts of a scholarly peer-reviewed journal article. I'm going to get out of ScienceDirect now, and I'm going to go to another database just so you can see how different they can be. The next database I'm going to try is Environment Complete. So I'm going to go to E, and then I'm going to scroll down until I find Environment Complete. Notice how different this database is from ScienceDirect. It only really offers you search boxes and filters on the home page. So I'm going to type in my topic. And in this case, it actually provides me with several boxes. So I can split it up and put COVID-19 in the first one, and then vaccine here. And if I wanted to, I could add side effects in the third box if I wish. But I'm going to hit search, and then I'm going to see what kind of results I get. All of our databases kind of function the same way, where it's going to bring up a list of results of the actual records and articles in the center, and then usually either on the left or the right of the screen, you're going to see the filters that they provide for options. Here's an example of a database that actually provides you with a filter for scholarly peer-reviewed journals. So I'm going to click on that. And then now it's redone my list, so I can ensure that all of these articles here are appropriate for my assignment. I'm going to click on an example so you can see what a record looks like. Over here on the right is where you're going to find all of your options for saving or emailing the article, or also the Cite button. If I click on Cite, then it opens up this drop-down menu, and you can scroll down to find whatever format you need to do your particular citation list in, and you can copy and paste that into your Word document. It's kind of a good idea to do this as you go along, because that way you have that document saved with the citations already in it, and all you have to do later on is just go back and perhaps reformat it, change the font, change the size of the text, but it just saves you a little bit of time so you don't have to do it all from scratch after you write your paper or write your project.